Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm. So we are starting, it's 6 a.m., but it's autumn, and I thought, you know what, I try not to farm at night, but this game really has a very atmospheric and immersive feeling at night. So it's not technically night, it's early morning, but it's autumn. So the sun is going to be coming up later, and I thought let's do a little bit of less than daylight farming. So, get pivoted around here. I know that was just nothing but dark. Sorry, man. So, let us get out of here, and we need to pick up our fuel bowser, which is going to be right over here somewhere. And I did check our bales, our grass bales, which will become silage bales. There it is. They're going to be silage bales. They're not silage bales yet, but I am checking them, and we're going to make a ton of money from those as we get toward winter. In fact, that's what's going to keep us going through winter. I can line this up. Indeed we can. Okay. So let's go out this way. So I decided to work Field 49 this fall. We're going to go ahead and drill canola in there. We had barley in it last year. Well, this season, I guess. We had barley in it this season. We're going to have canola in it next season, and I do want to be more sort of diligent about rotating crops and trying to be a good fake farmer. So we spread slurry on it, and I've got some equipment out there now, and there is, as always, there's a plan. There's a method to my plan here. So the first thing we're going to do is take this fuel bowser out, because both the tractors that we have out here are going to need fuel. And I want to have this teed up for them. And then we're going to get into some other things. Now, I had thought about the possibility of having a flatbed of silage bales to take down to the barn and sell, but I think they're not going to be ready for one more day. And also, it's day 3 of autumn. I'm pretty sure our sunflower and our sugar beets are going to be ready either on day 4 or day 7. If it's day 4, we'll just hop into harvest next episode. If it's day 7, I'll skip ahead and we'll still hop in there next episode. All right, so it'll be transparent to you, but I'll just skip ahead more days. You see what I'm saying. You always see what I'm saying. All right, so out here we'll get to it. It's a very slow game, this farm life. There we go. So out here we have our quad track with our plow on it. And then on the other side we have our Magnum. And I'm going to leave the lights on here. We have our Magnum with our big horse cultivator on it. And there's a reason we're doing it this way. There's a reason we're doing it this way, and the reason is we have spread slurry on Field 49, and then we hit it with a plow, and that gave us 2 layers of fertilizer. But because our seed drill spreads fertilizer as well, I don't know if there's been another evolution to the field, and if we run our seed drill over it now, even though it's a direct drill, I don't know if it will give us credit for... Come on. No. Oh no. Don't unfold. Not when we're stuck. Come on. There you go. You see what I mean? I don't know if it will allow the 3rd layer to be applied via the seed drill, because nothing has happened since the plow went over the field, and it's not the end of the world. Well, we really need to lock in some hubs here. There we go. It's not the end of the world, but because our seed drill fertilizes, let's go ahead and get some fertilizer out of it. So I think you see what I'm saying. I think it all makes sense. So we turn our compass on, make sure we're going exactly the right way. There's 90. Get rid of that. Open up this, and we want dumb AI, back and forth, trace off. Everything else is on. Okay. So, begin. Let's put Mahjong to work. Let's see how they go. So I want them to go down and back and then start up again, and that will be 3 rows. They'll be on their 3rd row. And the reason I want that is we're going to start the seed drill as well. And I don't want the seed drill and the cultivator to potentially bump one another. So if we can get the seed drill more than 1 row behind, then there's no possibility of those 2 tools running into one another. So for this, we're going to use, and what field is this? 48. Okay, this is 48, so we're going to go field 48. I had it. There's field 48. That's automatic. Start from here. 2 headlands. At the end, generate a course. Right. Where's our start point? Right about there. Okay. And once I get started on here, I'll tell you the reason I'm doing this as well. I'm trying to be very methodical today. Right, so back this up. Turn this off. Nope, turn this off. Turn these off. Off. Start from first waypoint. Go. Stop when you're done. So here's my thinking. This field has canola chaff on it, and I believe if we plow it in, it will see this as a layer of fertilizer. So we can either do that with a plow or cultivator. Our cultivator is being used right now. We could rent another cultivator and put it behind the quad track. But because we're plowing anyway for the extra 10% buff, let's just go ahead and plow this field. We don't really lose anything, but what we gain is it's another season that this field is plowed and we don't need to plow it again. Does it make sense? I think it does. So, quad track is working. Where is our... It says they're moving. Let's go see how Jean is doing. Make sure that they're not off into some neighboring field tearing up crop. It's been known to happen. And I think we're okay. I think we're okay. It's just a really big field. Are we doing all right? Looks like we're doing all right. Perfect. All right, back to the barn. So you see what I'm getting at. We needed to do something to turn that canola chaff under. We could either cultivate it under or plow it under. Let's plow it under, and then we've pushed back plowing that field one more season, and because both of our drills are direct drills, we don't need to cultivate it after it's been plowed. Yeah, that makes sense. Although we will end up in a similar problem to what we have now, which is because the last thing the last evolution of Field 48, plowing under the canola chaff, is the equivalent of fertilizing it. I don't know if its next evolution, drilling it, will allow us to fertilize because nothing has happened in between. You see what I'm getting at? We would need to cultivate it in between. We might. I mean, we have the time. It's autumn and we don't have a lot going on until our sunflower and our sugar beets are ready to be harvested. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. I say this all the time. So one of my favorite things about Farm Simulator is you sort of start with a plan and then you sort of adapt a lot, you know, to make things work the way you need them ultimately to work. And I did bring these bales over. These are already silage. These have fermented. All right. Yep, those are already silage. There was no reason to bring silage bales over because we don't have any cattle yet. We don't have any cows, but we will. So I figured let's go ahead and bring those over and be that much closer to making food when we start dairy operations. So we're going to hop in here and let's get this thing out away from the wall. Drop that. Very carefully pull forward. Beautiful. Okay. Now it says Jean is blocked by an object, and I think that may be the berm at the edge of the field. But we'll find out momentarily when we head over there. So, drop that. And I always forget the key command. So I'll need to open a dialog here. R. Easy enough. Although it's probably one of the more violent attachments that you're going to see in this game. Right, so we're going to pull in here. We're going to need to borrow some money to be able to do this. So first we'll fill with seed. And then we're going to fill with fertilizer. Leave this right here momentarily. And I guess we'll go ahead and borrow some money and go get our drill filled up as well. This drill is about 5 horsepower under. The tractor is about 5 horsepower under what the drill wants. I want to say like the drill wants 370 horsepower and the tractor is like 363. So I'm going to risk it. You know, we do have more realistic running, but this is not a more realistic tractor. It is a more realistic drill. So we may be kind of setting ourselves up to fail here, but we're going to risk it. And turns out I didn't need to borrow that much money. Close the covers. I didn't need to borrow that much money, but it doesn't really hurt anything to... I mean, we can just pay it back later or use it for expenses between now and when we sell a crop, which may be another couple episodes. So it will sort of come out in the wash, but that was more money than we needed to borrow. Right, so we're going to come up here. We're going to say Control F to follow. Brakes off. And here we go. I'm driving a little bit slow just to make sure the Optum can keep up. Perfect. All right. Man, we have a lot of sugar beets. I'm really curious how much money we're going to make from those. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm certainly not opposed to the idea of making money from grass and silage, but this game is, to me, it's kind of funny that one of the most profitable crops you can have is grass. And I wouldn't say it's the most boring. I do enjoy mowing, but it's funny to me that if you really want to make money with this game, you just plant and mow grass. And that's, I wouldn't say that's the most fun you can have farming. So, I'm going to park this up right here. We'll go back and get our Magnum sorted out. All right. Ah! Easy, easy. Okay. So, I'm going to leave this right here for a minute, and I think because this berm is sort of always a problem, let's go ahead and just get rid of it. We'll just trim this off, cut in a little headland here, and when the other end of the field is not a problem, but this end always is because of that berm. So we'll trim this off, and now when our worker comes back down to this end, there won't be a problem. I take that back. There won't be a problem for this cultivator. Our drill may have a problem. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that as it happens. The only thing I'm worried about is when the drill lifts and lowers. If we have proceed going on semi-auto mode, it can get a little bit confused, and we end up with our tram lines either too close together or too far apart. But like I said, we'll figure that out on a per row basis. No need to worry about it now. So turn the compass back on, just so we get everything lined up nice and square. And that is not, I'd rather have a little bit too much overlap rather than not enough. So. There we go. A little better. So we're going to put you on a worker. We'll let Jean have another crack at it. There you go. Beautiful. Now, let's see how this does on a worker, being slightly underpowered. So there's 90 degrees, even there. We want dumb AI, make a right turn, back and forth. We want semi-auto, 36 meter. And this is going to be row 1. Is this right? This is right. This is right. Everything seems right. Compass off. Let's see how we do here. And we are on canola. Have I checked everything? I think I have. One more thing. Yes, we can plant canola. Okay, cool. Thomas, make me proud. There you go. Okay, canola seeded. And I'm going to make sure everybody is doing what they need to be doing. Oh, one other thing. Let's make sure this is... Yep. We're using what's in the drill and we're not buying anything. So we'll double check our cultivator. And then we'll let our drill go down. We'll let it make 2 passes. Once down to see how it does on this end of the field. Once down to see how it does on the berm end of the field. And then I think at that point we can call it an episode and I'll go ahead and finish off camera. And when we come back next episode, we should be just about ready to harvest our sunflowers and our sugar beets. Hey folks, welcome back. Not sure what happened there, but didn't lose a lot of work. Everything was approximately like it had just saved right before the crash. So who knows? Got a lot of mods running. But I think we were pretty close to the end of an episode anyway, so I think I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. So we've got our cultivator working away there. That's good stuff. We've got our, well, it's at this end of the field, so I'll show you now. We've got our plow making good progress on this field. It's kind of an odd-shaped field, but we're going to have some good results there. And I guess while we're here, we can check to see, are we even making fertilizer? And I want to say, yep, we sure are. Right down here in field 48. The canola chaff does count as a layer of fertilizer, but not till you cut it in. So we're going to have a layer of fertilizer on that field. And then if we zoom in, I believe we've got our 3rd layer of fertilizer coming out when we drill on this field. And that is going to be, we'll run down and confirm that our seed drill is going to make their turn okay. And then on the next length, on their next row, they are going to be cutting in tram lines. So I think everything is going exactly the way we planned it, which is always kind of unnerving because you know it can't last. Something's going to go wrong. But maybe not. All right, everybody's doing good. And I was a little bit concerned about the Optum being able to pull that drill, being just a few horsepower light as far as what they recommend, but it seems to be doing okay. So we'll get down here, make sure they make the turn, and then we'll call it an episode. Man, what a cool game. It really, really is. Big fan of the farm simulator. Right. Let's see how they do. Are these? Oi. Okay. Sorry, neighbor farmer. Just driving right over your potatoes. Sorry, buddy. All right. Get teed up there. Looks like 2 tram lines to me. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 from Lone Oak Farm. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.